Space in the middle for O'Connor. It's a bright start this by Wrexham. O'Connor, lovely feet, and he tries to feed Lee, and it took a little deflection, I think. A hacked clearance by Toure. Young tries to put it back in there. Now Sarcevic can start to break. He works it wide. Bailey, poor pass. Hayden read it well on the halfway line. It's very stretched. It feels like both sides, and they lose the ball, could get caught out. McLean on the halfway line. O'Connor now in the centre circle, turns, glides forwards smoothly. Oh, it's a poor pass. Not sure what you saw there, and the ball's played up to Barry, who stumbles on it. Excellent recovery, played by Mullin.
Yeah, well played, Mullin.
Back in his own half, tackling the Stockport danger man. Boyle now. Gosh, we've only had, nearly 7 minutes, and it feels it's been really action-packed from the start, as Hayden thinks about chipping it long for Mullin, but Mullin wasn't making the run. Mullin's just got that air of a boat lurking, waiting for the right situation to arise. He's walked into midfield now. Tozer stands it up to the left-hand side to McLean. Good first touch by McLean. Put under pressure. He goes back.
I think the Stockport fans aren't happy with McLean, are they?
No one ever is, as Boyle gives it to him. He takes on Collar. Tackle, throw into Wrexham. About 15 yards into the Stockport half. We've had a lot of the ball, though, haven't we? And a lot of it in Stockport's half, which is pleasing.
Yeah, again, we closed Stockport down, and all they've been able to do is just hit the long ball over the top.
Ooh, Lee is lucky with a switch from a short throw. He's found Young in a good position. Barnett's outside him. Young whips it across. It's headed out for another throw, which Tozer will want to take. Yeah, it was nearly intercepted, which would have been a problem.
Yeah,
but it found its target, and as ever, Young gets such a whip on those early crosses, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got a great cross to the ball, isn't he?
Well, Tozer's caused problems with the first two throws he's taken. Let's see what he can do now. O'Connor is on the keeper. Hayden, Dalby, Boyle, all at the far post. Mullin lurks a bit further out. And we've got Lee and Young on the edge of the area. Everyone back for Stockport. Tozer hurls it to the near post. Oh, and I think it was Boyle headed it behind. Yeah, that was Tozer. It was Dalby. Tozer would have done well to head his own throw in. Dalby in the 6-yard box, but it was a difficult header for him, and it more hit the top of his head and just flew wide.
Yeah, he tried to just get a nick on it, didn't he, to guide in the net, but got too much on it.
Well, Stockport's Bailey is more on the left with Barry on the right, whereas Powell will play more behind two strikers. Thus far, they've not really been able to exploit that, as Croasdale plays down line again. Hayden's comfortable and intercepts. They're not getting their service right at all down his left-hand side at the moment. There's Wrexham feeding it across now. McLean fakes to play it long, squares it to O'Connor. And Wrexham are very comfortable on the ball here, very happy just moving it about, probing, trying to draw Stockport players out of position. Long ball forwards is ambitious by McLean. Doesn't find lead, made a good run. But Stockport again hits it forwards more hopefully than anything else. They've got to throw on the halfway line, but at the moment they're not getting much good service to their forward players. They're actually happy the way this has started.
Yeah, Wrexham started the better of the two teams, definitely.
Long high ball forwards. Olafe tries to lay it down. O'Connor intercepts. There's a very optimistic shout for handball against him. Ref's not interested, quite rightly. And Howard clears. Croasdale is there though. Heads it only to Barnett on the flank, who, oh dear, he tried to dummy. Well, he tried to dummy it to go out for a throw, but I think it just flicked his shoulder. So throw into Stockport 30 yards out in the Wrexham half. Toure is looking for options. Croasdale, dreadful return pass. Good ball by Young, finds Mullin. He's isolated, but he picks it up in the centre circle, runs at his man, and Horsfall does well to challenge him. Ref says it's not a foul. He does penalise Young's foul challenge on Sarcevic, and then for some odd reason stops Stockport playing a quick free kick. It's a free kick on the halfway line. They work it short. Croasdale again, just keeping the ball moving. Ball's back now with Horsfall. And Stockport moving it about the halfway line, but not again drawing Wrexham out. Everyone behind the ball.
What's interesting, when they put it out to their wingers, our wing backs just come up and close it straight down.
Yeah, well, that's a trigger, isn't it?
Yeah.
Toure's got a couple of assists just to Barry, never mind any other players. as Stockport get it wrong again in the build-up. Wrexham keeping their shape and forcing errors. So yeah, every time the ball comes across the Toure, that's the trigger.
Yeah.
And it's a one-man press, but it's working.
It is,
Barnett sprints 20 yards and stops him, and Toure's not got past the halfway line yet, as far as I can recall.
Boyle on the other wing as well. Wing is doing exactly the same thing.
Throw down the line, Barnett helps it on well. Dalby won't get to that though. Headed out for a throw to Wrexham, just inside the Stockport half. It'll be taken again by Hayden. Thinks about an early one down the line for Dalby. Sides against it. And instead comes inside. Young gives it back. Hayden wins another throw about 5 yards further forwards. Referee is stopping the game for something. And wants the ball. He's not happy with it. He wants it replaced. So Hayden now with the ball in his hands. A new one. Prepares to throw. Stockport fans behind him saying he should go back. Pointing rather quaintly. Hayden throws it down the line. Dalby's got 2 men touch tighten him and he doesn't win it. Young wins the second ball brilliantly though. Mullen, good ball inside. Dalby edge the area on his left foot. Looks for the through ball, doesn't get it right. McLean was lurking in a dangerous area. Dalby scuffed it. And the clearance will be allowed to roll out by Boyle.
If I'd have been Boyle inside, I'd have kept that in and just passed it back to Tozer.
Yeah, keep the pressure on.
Yeah.
But if Dalby could have got that pass right, that was a real chance. McLean would have got a shot on goal. They had a lot of space. As Wrexham knock it long, Mullen looks offside. No flag, it's headed away anyway. And then up to Tozer, and he pulls a cute idea. This doesn't work, trying to hook it back in the reverse direction towards McLean. Throw in. Stockport this time getting the ball down quickly. It's on the left hand side with Toure. This time Young is blocking him off. Stockport switch.
They have no outlet at all, do they? Stockport, and then they go for the long ball. Like again, they've done exactly the same thing again, and it drops on Boyle's head. And when they get the second ball back in, Boyle gets rid of it. That was a push.
And then that looked like a push on Dalby, not given. But Wrexham have won it back anyway. O'Connor tries to pick out a ball down the left, doesn't find Dalby, puts it out of play. Not quite found his range yet, O'Connor, but he's made some good interventions and carried the ball well. Throw in taken quickly and short, and again Stockport now are in their own half looking for a way to work their way out. Worked back to the edge of the area. Pye Toure pops it to Crozier, but it's all still deep in Stockport's half. Wrexham are stepping up now, but they've all got a man, and Stockport is still struggling to get it out. McLean goes to close down Southern Hales, and Neil pointed out. Sarcevic now, and he decides to go long, looking for Barry, and it's straight into the hands of Howard. And this, I mean, thus far, this is exactly how Wrexham want it to be when we haven't got the ball. It's
a pattern we've seen a lot in recent games, isn't it, where we defend so well, they just run out of ideas, and they try and go for that long ball, and it just doesn't work.
Barnett wins a great header against Toure, and again,
pushed in the back.
Foul for me, I've got to say. He jumped, didn't get anywhere near the ball, and hit him in the back. But the throw-in's gone to Stockport instead. Phil Parkinson's had his opinion on that, clearly expressed to the officials. Pye knocks it long. Hayden heads it into the middle of the pitch. O'Connor and Young go for the same ball rather, and it spins loose. Good ball by Collar. Nice little ball around the corner, and Sarcevic finds Barry on the right. He gets in the box, beats Hayden, hits the goal line. Good work by Tozer to get a block in as he drove it into the 6-yard box, and it's clear to Dalby, holding off Croasdale. He's done well. Lee now,
very well, deep
in his own half. He and O'Connor combined to find McLean in a bit of space, approaching the halfway line. Only the strikers and Lee ahead of him. He chips it in, looking for Mullen. That's not a good ball. Easy header away by Pye. Great work that by Barry, but Wrexham here, they broke that up, and now they break this up. Excellent work by McLean. He switched it to Young. Now Barnett has got a run at Toure, and this time he will go round the outside. He fakes to go in, then goes outside, chips to the far post. Crucial header clear. Dalby was jumping to head it. O'Connor just beaten to it on the edge of the area. Referee doesn't give a foul as he collides with Sarcevic. Sarcevic did well to win that 50-50, and now here comes Boyle with Stockport penned back. Works wide to McLean, chance to cross. He's going to take on Southern Hales instead, and he runs into trouble and concedes a throw-in. McLean's passing is not quite on up to scratch at the moment, is it?
No, not at all. Yeah, well, last week he was great against the opposition against Grimsby. They seem to be closing him down very quickly, and he's struggling to find that killer pass.
Tozer heads it forward. Crozier, that's a good pass by him. Collar on the right. Again, trying to feed it to Bailey. An easy interception by Boyle. Tozer on the edge of his area. Back to Howard. And Howard has got Dalby as the obvious aerial target. Plays it short instead. Tozer always looks businesslike when he's bringing it forwards, but not a good ball to McLean. Puts it out of play. There's a bit of an earful to McLean for not anticipating it.
Yeah, I think he was waiting for McLean to have to make the run down the wing, but there was a bit of pace on that pass, wasn't there, Mark?
Yeah, there's a bit of pace on his back pass to Howard before that as well. He really zinged it. Short throw-in. Southern Hales feeding it backwards. Horsfall lofts it over to the left-hand side to Pye. Eric Draken's listening and asks Wrexham, wishing us well. Jamie Troll says all she can hear in the background is the Wrexham fans. So loud, what a club. As the ball's chipped down the line by Southern Hales. Again, it's something for Olafe to chase. He's brought that down very nicely on the right. Tozer steps in with a hard tackle though,
Tozer.
And he knocks it off him for the throw. Good defending that, wasn't it?
Well played by Tozer.
Tozer just pulls his socks up as he waits to throw it down the line. He steps up, in the end he decides he's going to find Howard. And Howard feeds it out to Barnett. He's got a little bit of space to explore down the flank. Nice little ball inside to Young. If it had been just a bit more ahead of him, he might have been on for a return ball. As it is, Hayden plays a big diagonal looking for McLean, who can't get there. Headed away well by Southern Hales. They've got two good attacking fullbacks in Southern Hales and Toure, and neither of them have been able to get forwards at all. Throw in the halfway line then. Boyle down the line, can't find Dalby. Brought down well by Collar. Does he buy a free kick? Yes, he does.
He did, yeah.
Lee was leaning on his back. I'm not saying it wasn't a foul, but I think Barnett might point out the challenge from Toure, which is the same amount of contact, but in the air, and ask how is the consistency. But the ref is definitely trying to let the game flow in terms of not blowing up all the time for everything. That's clear. Long ball by Horsfall, another poor one. Boyle is able to stoop and head it away. McLean is tackled, but it spins in the Stockport half. And Dalby plays an early ball towards Mullen. Horsfall does well to read that run and head it back calmly to his keeper. And then the crowd roar as Toure carries it out from his own area, but Young has fronted him up. Toure, poor ball, well read by Hayden, and Hayden then runs into trouble rather and gives it away. Good communication with the ref in the lines. The ref indicated the sort of soft signal like they have in cricket, well they used to have in cricket, what he thought the throw was, and then the linesman confirmed it. And Stockport moving it around at the back. I just said that to please Mike the ref. I just want him to know that sometimes I can appreciate referees. Ball over the top and Hayden is there again to intercept. Throw to Stockport, about 30 yards out left hand side. Toure with the ball in his hand, throws it short. Sarcevic forced back into his own half by O'Connor. Pye,
good defending by Wrexham yet again.
Yeah, again, Shape taking responsibility to pick up players. Thus far we look very good without the ball. It's Horsfall feeding it into midfield.
Every Wrexham player presses on their play when they've got it in their own half.
Yeah, we forced a back pass.
Yep.
Slightly awkward back pass. Someone's going to just run in and get close to Hinchcliffe, who manages to clear it. Lee misses his header. Well, we might have been able to find Mullen early. Tozer plays it down the left, asking a lot of McLean. He manages to keep it in and scoop it over his man, but had no real chance of getting there. And now it's Crowsdale, who's such a solid midfielder at this level, finding Toure. Toure's blasted ball slams into the chest of Bailey. He does well to head it back to him, but Wrexham are starting to pressure deeper in Stockport's half here, and
well played Wrexham.
Stockport did well to keep possession there, frankly. Hinchcliffe goes long, and that's a good burst by Collar. He gets in the box. Now can he deliver? He can, and it's in. And I think it might have been an own goal by Tozer, but he had to lunge in and commit, and Wrexham will be horrified completely against the run of play. In the 20th minute, Stockport County take the lead, but well, they couldn't find the ball out from the back until the keeper played a great ball to Collar. Great ball across. No, it isn't. It's Olafe who scored, but real frustration for Wrexham having been so good off the ball.
Yeah, totally frustrated, but you know that's what Stockport can do. Hits us on the break. I mean, that guy had so much pace. There was Lee chasing after him, and he just ran away from him. And a great ball in, great low box, ball into the box, and Yeah, nothing Wrexham can do about that, but very dangerous on the break.
It was a great burst by Collar. I mean, we've been keeping their strikers quiet, but then it's Collar from the right side of centre midfield who makes the run. And that just meant our marking broke down a bit, it seems. Long ball by the keeper. As you say, it's Lee chasing back. He can't stop him getting around the back of the defence. Excellent ball to the danger area. And although Tozer lunged in, he couldn't stop Olafe from scoring. Hard tackle by Tozer. Free kick goes Wrexham's way. Now, there's a bit of a melee among the players as they demand action from the ref. But Olafe is certainly given the lead. That's no question. I didn't see this challenge, and it's coming. Oh, it's a very late challenge by Olafe on Tozen.
Yeah.
It's a yellow, isn't it? I mean, I think he's going to get away with it.
He's going to get away with it, yeah.
Because he's called the captain as well.
He's going for his pocket.
Yeah, it's a yellow, and although he protests, I mean, for me, it can only be a yellow or something more. That was a late tackle. I don't think it's a red, by the way. But I can't see the grounds to say it's not a yellow. He was very late.
He was.
Came in from the side and hit Tozer.
He's still complaining to the referee.
If there'd been a bit more power in that challenge, I'd say it was a red, but it wasn't quite enough force, I think, to justify it. But he wasn't in control.
No, definitely
he was off the ground.
But how he can argue against that with the referee?
Well, if you do that, maybe the refs think twice when they give one of the stop players out. He's just taken off his bandage around his wrist and thrown it at Tozer.
Yeah.
Ref hasn't spotted it. I mean, wow.
Yeah, that should have been there.
Well, I mean, that could easily be a second yellow. And I know it's a trivial thing, but you know, it was done with anger. And it was pretty pathetic. I'm just looking at the replay of it. Yeah, it was a childish thing to do. You know, if you're going to throw your armband away, fine. He took the first one off as he was booked. But don't throw it towards the bloke you just fouled. Hayden is underneath now. Lee is, in fact, and nods on. But here is Olafe. McLean, great tackle. Dalby had to be denied by a good, sharp interception by Pye. Or Stockport were in trouble there. O'Connor, good tackle on the halfway line on Olafe.
They're going to have to worry about Olafe. He lose his head.
Yeah, I'm just thinking the same thing. You've got to watch him. He reacted quite coolly to that strong tackle by O'Connor. Here's Boyle now. Back to Tozer. Barnett wants the diagonal. Tozer looks that way and then goes the other. Oh dear, and he chips it into the crowd. And I have a funny feeling that scene in Welcome to Wrexham on Tuesday between Mullen and Tozer in the changing room might be enacted between McLean and Tozer in about 25 minutes. They're not on the same wavelength at all.
Not at all, no. I think the better option was to switch out here to Barnett. Barnett had far more space out here on this wing.
Long ball over the top. Tozer flicks it neatly back to Howard. Howard will let Tozer take over again. Which way will he go this time? Well, he looks for McLean, and this time he does drive it to his feet, and McLean has it. McLean's been asked for it to feet. Tozer's been putting it in his path, hasn't he? It has to go back in the end to Howard. And Howard goes long. Looking for Dalby in the air against Pye. Pye's got his hands all over him. Dalby does well to win it, flicks it on. Bonnet does well to stretch and head to Young, and Young plays the ball for Mullen to chase, but he's never going to get there ahead of Horsfall, who again is very sure-footed. Just works it back to Hinchliffe. Poor kick by him though. Connor intercepts. Pity he didn't get the first touch right, because he could have had a chance to start a break again. And Sarcevic clears extravagantly. Head tennis in the middle of the pitch here, really scrappy. Stockport win it back temporarily, but Young calms it down. Boyle across to McLean. He crosses the halfway on, short ball to Mullen. Lee's under pressure. Sarcevic fouls him. Free kick on the halfway line. We've got to get that rhythm again. That goal's just knocked the wind out of us a bit, isn't it?
Definitely so, Mark. Yeah, we just need to calm things down, get our passing right. These long balls, you know, just keep it simple.
You've had plenty of the ball, but not making much, as Tozer again proves he can find McLean with the chip. Inside to Lee. Lee on the halfway line, switches. Hayden now. He's got Young down the line. Barnett's gone inside. Young is picked up, tries to play a ball on the back for Dalby. It's a testing ball, but Pye has got a bit of pace. He has no option though. Well, he did have an option. Yeah, he's put it out. He could have played Toure in.
Yeah.
Didn't back himself to do that, did he?
Nope.
So he's given Tozer a throw, level the edge of the area. It was a smart ball into an area by Young.
Yeah.
To put him into trouble, yeah, but he could have been cooler there. Tozer then with a long throw from a little bit further out, level the edge of the area. Can he get a different angle on this? Slings it in again, great height on that. Hayden jumps and heads it just over. He was on the penalty spot, he just couldn't quite get on top of it, could he?
No, he was just a little bit under, wasn't it? He came to, I mean, the ball landed on his head rather than him arriving on the ball to give it more direction.
Maybe just took off a fraction too early.
Yeah. Otherwise, that would have been to 1-1.
Yeah. So Hayden not able to keep the header down, but at least Wrexham have threatened Stockport's goal again, because we've not really got it going properly since they scored. Here's Croasdale. Neat little pass. Bailey drops up from the front and links play. First chance for Toure to come forward, and he beats Barnett and plays the ball down a channel. Hayden won't get there. It's good movement by Sarcevic. He's got it on the left, swings in a good cross. Olafe should score, misses. He hit the post. Stockport still have it. It's fed back, cleared off the line. Massive clearance off the line.
Wow.
Well, that really should be a second goal for Stockport, shouldn't it? Now Wrexham looking to break. That's a good touch inside by Barnett. Oh, but he's run into Bailey, who tackles well. Goodness me. Wrexham rode their luck there, hitting the post and having a shot cleared off the line. A free header. Olafe should have scored. So, throw to Wrexham. Hayden on the halfway line. Throws it down the flank. Dolby heads it inside. Young, foul given against Dolby.
Pushing.
Hands on his back, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So, Stockport really ought to have taken the lead there. Olafe's shot hitting the post, but he had the whole goal to aim for. Then Bailey's shot cleared off the line. I think it was either McLean or Boyle. Stockport again building from deep. Croasdale, put under pressure, just about evades Mullin. He's still going, he has won it back now. Young to O'Connor on the halfway line. Young again down the line. Barnett, that's a cute idea, but Croasdale will track back well and read it, and Stockport hits it clear. Barry can't keep it in, throw on the halfway line. Wrexham aren't getting much to Mullin at the moment, I would say.
No, he's been marked out of the game completely.
Hayden down the line, Dolby in the air again, wins that well, but this time Mullin had gone down the wrong channel. It's headed away by O'Connor. Away from the edge area by Croasdale, and Toure again launches it long. Olafe's got a head to it, but Boyle gets there and brings it down, and here's McLean now on the halfway line. That's a bad pass, and now here's trouble. Sarcevic intercepts. He's got a striker either way. Gets to the edge of the area, goes wide instead. Collar drills it into the goal. Poor cross. Easy for Howard, and he bowls it out very quickly. Barnett on the right. The two strikers are ahead of him. Barnett stands up a diagonal looking for Lee. That's a good ball. I thought Lee may have used his arm, but the ref was very close to it, and he's happy with it. Lee in the middle of the pitch. Back to Barnett. Stockport players back now. Barnett's under a lot of pressure. Toure touch tight, fouls him. Free kick to Wrexham. I feel we maybe need to be playing those forward passes a bit earlier. We have with a quick free kick here. Lee now works it wide to McLean. That's a hospital ball, and he doesn't get there. Lee comes across to tidy up his mistake, but there's been some sloppy passing by Wrexham, and also I just think sometimes maybe we're Touza's misread it. Olafe 1-on-1. He stoles off Touza. 2-0. Horrible mistake by Touza. Oh my goodness me. We've gone into our shells since that goal, and now Olafe has been gifted a second. But goodness me, the pass back to Touza, who misjudged it, and he just stood there as if he's leaving it for Howard. Realised too late. Olafe came in, Touza recovered well, but Olafe sidestepped him nicely and slotted it home. And I've got to be honest, Neil, I didn't really, although I respect Stockport, I didn't see this coming.
No, I didn't see it coming either, Mark. I mean, that was just a sloppy goal to give away. I mean, the first goal was a class goal for all our possession, Mark, and we haven't created any chances really, and they've had 3 chances, 2 they put away and 1 they've hit the post. I've been praising Wrexham when we haven't got the ball, and I don't step back from that, but maybe Stockport deserve praise for the way they've controlled us as well. Because we've not got good service forwards. So I say maybe we need to be a bit sharper, a bit snappier, and getting service to strikers sometimes and working off them.
because Stockport have been getting into shape well. Here's Lee, who looks determined, turning away from his man in a tight space. Dolby back to McLean, down the line to Lee. Of course, the beauty of Wrexham is we do have goals in us, and there's a lot of resilience in this team. As O'Connor goes back to Howard, and Howard goes long, looking for Mullin in the air, but he hasn't found him. Crowsdale heads it forwards. Barry helps around the corner. Good foot in by Boyle. O'Connor spreads it wide to McLean. And Wrexham building at the back. O'Connor a bit more urgent, chips down the flank. Southern Hales clears it. O'Connor fighting for it again, but he heads it to Barry. He's driving down through the middle. That's great. He beats Hayden. Brilliant footwork. And now he's taking on toes and beats him and scores a magnificent goal. That is brilliant from Barry. And Wrexham, astonishingly, after 32 minutes, are 3-0 down. You know, I was going to say, when he picked up the ball, despite his wonder kid credentials, you've not seen much from him. I've seen too much of him now.
Definitely seen too much of him, yeah. I mean, none of us saw this coming mark at all, you know. I mean, our passing hasn't been good enough this afternoon, although we, you know, especially down that wing with O'Connor and Tozer, and we just struggled containing them. They attack us now and we just fall apart. It's a bit like the MK Dons game.
They've just, well, I mean, Stockport have basically opened up 4 times and scored 3 of them. The Wrexham team had a huddle in the middle of the pitch then, an emergency meeting. I mean, that just came from O'Connor nodding it back. I mean, Barry had it, he burst away from Young, beat Hayden like he wasn't there with some brilliant footwork, and then got round the outside the toes of a pace and drilled it across Howard, who had no chance. Wow, what a brilliant goal by Barry. And Wrexham have got a bit of a situation on their hands.
They've got a huge situation on their hands now to come back.
Wrexham have a false start from the kick-off as well. The Stockport fans now in tremendous mood. As it's played back to Tozer, he waits until Dolby's got the pitch and hits the big diagonal. Dolby beaten to us in the air by Horsfall. It's played back down the flank by O'Connor. Southern Hales wanted to run out of play. Dolby won't let him, will he? Well done, Dolby. Gets a foot in, throw in rather than a goal kick. And Wrexham really have got to dig deep here.
Yeah, we've got to dig deep. And we've got to get to half time without conceding any more goals, Mark.
Oh, absolutely.
Regroup, see what Parky has to say to them. And we've come back from 3-0 down before, haven't we? But a big ask, I think, this afternoon.
Absolutely. Long throw down the line. Boyle wins this and it drops for O'Connor. O'Connor spreads it rather behind Barnes on the right. And he looks up for options. Not much ahead of him, not much movement ahead of him. So Wrexham go back and restart the passing movements. Tozer over the top this time, looking for Dolby, but that's in the path of Pye. Hayden does brilliantly to get there and make an interception. He collides with Bailey and stays down, no foul given, and it's played over the top for Alafe. He's in on goal for the moment, his touch lets him down, and Boyle goes back to Howard. Chance of the hat-trick there. Hayden's only getting up now as Mullin and Dolby challenge, and offsides given against Mullin. He came to help Dolby. Stockport, Southern Hales and Pye shouting for the yellow card because Mullin hit it towards goal. I don't think the ref's interested in that. I think he's going to say...
Well, I don't think Mullin was offside.
No. I mean, Dolby fought for it.
Yeah.
Well, he definitely isn't offside.
No.
Definitely isn't. Right. I'm curious about that one.
That's a very poor decision by the...
Unless it was Dolby and the linesman just kept his flag down. We couldn't see where Dolby was. He appeared to be onside on the monitor, but he wasn't in picture when the ball was played. Mullin definitely wasn't offside. I assume the referee just said, we'll pretend that you shot at goal then, Paul, and I'll not book you. Wrexham needs to get in, I would argue. There's 10.5 minutes left plus added time as Barry can't bring down an awkward ball in the flank. Hayden thinks about the quick throw to Howard, decides against it.
Yeah, both their forwards are very dangerous, aren't they? They're both quick. Great skills.
Oh, absolutely. They've been really classy. That goal by Barry was brilliant. Throw towards Dolby on the halfway line. Again, he doesn't get a challenge in. Young scrapping. It's dug out and wide to Toure as well to keep that in and find Barry, but it's all very tight in there. Young is grabbed hold of and pulled to the floor by Toure, who has the nerve to pick the ball up, claiming he won the ball. He was nowhere near it. And then Hayden pushes him away. He hits the deck and tries to get him a booking. Referee will speak to Hayden. bit odd that for me by the ref, and his Toure was clearly being an irritant, so I don't think Hayden did much, but you have to be careful when you shove people. If they overreact, you could be in trouble, couldn't you? Tozer lofts it up looking for Dalby. Dalby flicks it down nicely. Young does well to get there and find Barnett. Return pass to Paul, no. And Stockport build out from the back till Hayden steps in with an excellent tackle. Now Young pulls his ball in. Oh, Dalby tries to turn his man, can't manage it. It's cleared.
Oh,
well, Boyle heads it away. Laffey barged into
awful.
him. Free kick in the halfway in the centre circle. But yeah, at the moment Wrexham are really struggling to get things together. They need Phil Parkinson to have a word with them. Free kick in the centre circle. Barry hurt himself then. Yeah, Laffey made no attempt to play the ball then, just ran into Boyle, didn't he?
Backed into him, went down, yeah.
Can be dangerous, that. Tozer lifts it to the corner of the box. Dalby gets up but is beaten in the air. Lee hooks it in cutely towards McLean, doesn't find him. He'll go again, great header again, but Crosdale clears. Lee puts her in again. It's messy, this, but it ricochets kindly for Bailey to bring it forwards. He crosses the halfway line, finds Barry on the left. He beats Hayden again. Brilliant feet. Picks one way down the other. What a dribble. Feeds it forwards. Bailey, tight angle. Feeds it in. Important clearance by Boyle. Barnett will not get there ahead of Toure, though. Surely he wants to feed it down the line. No, he comes wide. Now he finds Bailey, who was in a lot of space. He's still got a chance to run it Young. Hayden's doubling up. The cross comes in, though. Good take by Howard. Oh, just magical.
Something else, isn't he?
Here come Wrexham again. Barnett on the halfway line, driving forwards now. Only two strikers ahead of him. Lee's coming in support now. Barnes out poor. He stayed down after Crosdale's challenge, but it looks to be more like Barnett ran into him for me. Wrexham have it again in midfield. Barnett is still down. McLean on the left. Boyler's gone ahead of him. Barnett slowly getting up. Tozer in the centre circle. He looks up for the diagonal, but Barnett's only just gotten his feet and is still looking sorry for himself, so it goes back to Howard. Anthony Ford's fit again. He's back on the bench if Barnett has a problem. Howard launches it long. Boyle stayed up there. Nice idea, but well beaten in the air by Southern Hales.
Yeah, we're not winning any of those headers at all, are we?
No, we aren't. And Dalby's getting very little change at the centre-backs, and I think we need to find a different way to feed the strikers, because Mullum has had no service, has he?
No, none whatsoever.
Howard goes long. Dalby's shirt being pulled this time by Pye, but the kick is too straight and bounces through to the keeper, and again the ref won't do anything, understandably, about that. So Stockport start out again 3-0 up in the 39th minute. Incredible. It's fed forwards. Boyle. Oh, surely Boyle committed the foul there. Nothing given. O'Connor, heavy touch though by Mullin, and Stocklive it back.
Yeah.
But yeah, Boyle went right through Olafe to get to the ball then. I'm amazed he didn't give that. As Sarcevic then gets a free kick for much less of a foul. Mullin chased him, Dalby rather, chased him back. It was Mullin.
Yeah.
And there may have been some contact on his shirt, but he went down. Gets the decision. Free kick on the halfway line then for Stockport County. Ben Parker says, I'm far from an expert in bias, but sure looks like the ref's letting a lot of physicality towards Wrexham goal. He sent that in before that challenge by Boyle, to be fair. Yeah, I'd say maybe so, but I think he is trying to keep the game flowing. I do feel like maybe Stockport would have had a couple of decisions go their way, but nothing major. Yeah, our problems are born from our inability to hold these two strikers at bay.
Yeah.
Stockport moving it around confidently at the back. Yeah, Wrexham have got to get in at half-time and sort themselves out well. There's another free kick is conceded, this time Southern Hales moving it around. McLean caught him.
It's silly by McLean, unfortunately. Didn't need to do